My name's Ryan, and this is my fishing story. Oh, I've probably been doing the outdoor life with my father since I could basically walk, 5 and 6 years old in the duck blind, out crappie fishing with him and my mom and my sister. And since then it's been, bass fishing up till I'd say the latter part of 6 years, and caught a couple muskies with a buddy of mine, and ever since then it's been an itch I can't scratch. We got a spot where we goose hunt over at Canton. We would go there regularly throughout the summer and fall to prepare for goose season coming up, and we would catch so many bass out of that lake on just little white roadrunners non-stop. It'd be 50, 60 fish days, and it's just doing that with my sister and my father growing up. It's just it's what kept me hooked growing up, and those are probably the best memories I have with them. Before then, I've always fished with the same core group of people, just 2 or 3 people, and I love fishing with those. Those are the guys that we do tournaments with. I come out here and chase muskies with, and I've always had a good time with them. But I've kind of expanded with who I fish with over the last few years. My girlfriend, I take great pride in watching her throw a bait caster now and catch muskies and bass, and getting you down here. I fished with Caden here recently, and I realized that fishing with more people over time, I'm going to diversify my methods and learn from them. And seeing my girlfriend catch muskies is, it lights me up. If you saw the footage of me and her, it's like, I think I probably cheese more than she does when she catches a fish. I'm there hooting and hollering, and she's just doing her thing, but it gives me a lot of joy to watch. Just being in the outdoors, enjoying the environment. I mean, the thing is even though I'm 10-15 minutes from town right here, when we're out there on the lake, you can't see buildings, you can't see power lines. It's just the birds, the wildlife, the reeds, the fish, the water. It really kind of separates you from the everyday grind of being in the city. And me being an office worker sitting behind a computer all day, I find myself daydreaming, wondering what's going on out on the lake. And it's really like serenity out here. It's my release to kind of get away from the everyday grind of emails and callbacks and trying to push product and this and that. It's really being out here away is what's the most peaceful to me. Being outdoors is the best prescription you can get written. I promise you. That guy right there, he's a good old boy, coming out here catching 48s, 46s. I mean, I see him grinding out here all the time. He just throws dogs. Oh, you'll see, and it amazes me the stamina he has. He's throwing a big 8'6", 9-foot rod, just working that dog, and he'll go around it like 2 to 3 times in a night, and that's got to be painful, but he wouldn't do it if he wasn't moving fish. I would say observe. Never rush into a certain spot. I mean, you kind of got to take the layout, and that helps not only with being polite to other fishermen, but to fishing the area most efficiently. I mean, if you just come barreling into a spot, and I'm just going to throw the motor down and just get after it. I mean, you could be going over fit. There's certain angles that a body of water is going to be more apt to produce a fish off of, rather than just running through it one way every single time. It's not only going to help you by slowing everything down, being observant, but it's also going to probably not get you yelled at out here, especially on public water. Most everybody's, not a lot of people are privileged to have private water, so I don't have private water, I fish public. So I got to share the water with them. They have just as much rights as I do to be out there, and I'm not trying to ruin their day, just like I'm hoping they're not out there trying to ruin my day. And I think over years you realize what's right and what's wrong, and we've all done what's wrong. It's just part of being out there and learning, but not duplicating that shows character. And you just can't be too hungry to go after a fish. It's just a fish. You're out there and enjoy it. Enjoy the outdoors. You don't have to be out there competing for a fish. It's share the wealth, share the fish. It's a wonderful resource, and you got to take care of it. If somebody tries to open dialogue with me out on the lake and they're friendly and they give me a wave, I'm more apt to want to go next to them and say, how you doing, how's your day, or this or that. And if I just moved fish on a certain area, I might say, hey, there's fish back there. Or if I'm catching bass on a frog or a jig or whatever, I'd say that's what I'm probably doing best on, or something like that. And sometimes you just ride by somebody and you have the courtesy of slowing down your boat, so that way you don't boil them with your wake. And you give them a wave, and they just look at you, and it's like, well, maybe I should have just ran past you and gave you the waves. But I'm not trying to ruin their day, so I slow down for everybody when I'm running past them.
Hey, look at that big old hawk, dude. That's crazy. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get that hawk. Oh, I got him. I'm gonna just do super slow-mo.
He just got himself a Mickey Mouse. Oh man, this should be fun. So, I'd say Shep's my buddy. Shep's my fishing partner, Derek Shepler. I go to Lake of the Woods every year with him. Now, if we're going to talk pure numbers of fish, which I know at the end of the day is not what a lot of you musky fishermen go by, over the past 3-4 years I've gone up with Derek, I've laid the biscuits to him when it comes to numbers. And out of 16 fish, I believe I caught this last trip, 16 fish in 7 days, I believe I put 12 or 13 in the boat. But at the end of the day, at the end of the week, he put the 48 in the boat, and I didn't. So I give him credit for that. And, you know, he put a 47 in the boat yesterday here in Illinois, so that's something to speak of. He is holding his own. I wouldn't say he's got the numbers down, but for some reason he gets the good bites when it matters. And
that's good.
Other than that, I'd say me and him, we trade blows for the most part when it comes to bass fishing. There'll be one day where he's got the hot stick, and there'll be another day where I got the hot stick. But Derek, don't you forget, last year when we did the big bass tourney, you were the one running the net, so I appreciate that. Take us back up to Lake of the Woods. I got 2 good stories up there. One day, the very first day we got there last year, we got caught out in a storm, and we were trying to find our way back to the cabin, and we actually ended up getting lost in Canada, and we're on the Minnesota side. We got lost in Canada, and it had dropped probably 15-20 degrees within a matter of 20 minutes, and it's raining, it's almost sleet, and it got so cold, and we ended up running up to this island, and we saw that there was like a Girl Scout and Boy Scout that they were like stranded on the island. So we went and picked them up, and we were trying to get them back to safety, and they were like hypothermia, they were shaking, they were in shock, and I'm like stripping clothes off myself to try to get these girls, these young girls, clothing to wear so they didn't like freeze to death. You could tell that they were struggling. And I'm in the front of the boat, and we're running full bore, and I got like, I don't even have a shirt on. I literally like in boxers. And I gave my pants away, I gave my sweatshirt away, and I'm up in the front of the boat, and I'm huddled up in the front, and I'm like going like one of these deals. I'm like just trying to survive myself, and Shepler looks back at me and says, "We're having fun now, aren't we, buddy?"
That's crazy.
Yeah. Another one up there was a similar scenario. We got caught in a storm, and everyone in the entire lake was trying to get to Sunset Lodge to try to get out of the storm. And lightning was hitting on the lake near us, and we're freaking out. We didn't know what to do. We're huddled below the visor in the boat, going full bore. And next thing you know, we got one boat coming from this angle, one boat coming from this angle, and like we were on top of them in a matter of no time. And I'm yelling to Shep, I'm saying, "Kill it, kill it, kill it!" And he didn't know what I was talking about. And he finally looked up, and he went, "Oh!" And he pulled up on it right away, and 2 boats went right in front of us, almost collided. And then we barely made it past them. It was like the closest I've ever been to a real wreck before.
So the lesson is don't let Shep drive? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, he ended up hitting some rocks up there in Canada too, so.
We can't get off Shep. Hey, you still got the big fish, Shep, though, so live on that as long as you can.
Yeah, live that. Well, being from Central Illinois, I'd say the most relevant PB is probably the largemouth bass. I got an 8.31 pound largemouth bass, and I haven't even came close to that in the past few years. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago. And then, I mean, obviously for the largemouth, you're always looking for that 10 pounder, but there's not a lot of those around Central Illinois. Every now and then you hear about one squeaking through, but they're rare. So I'm thinking I might have to go south if I ever want to get a chance at a real 10. You know, most people on Jeff's channel, they watch for muskies. You know, he's a big-time muskie fisherman. My biggest muskie's a 46, and that's out of Illinois. We don't get that many opportunities at bigger fish than that. It's rare to see the 5.0. And I go north every year, and I've had my chance. I've just never got her in the net. So my biggest goal would be the 5.0 muskie. I got a 46-inch pike, and a lot of people can say that.
Really?
Yeah, I got
Dude, that's a monster.
Yeah, I got a 46. We caught a 16 pike over 40 inches in a 10-day period up at Lake of the Woods. So that's my story. What's yours? Just keep casting, folks.